Right, what I'm going to do is apply the water effects by Woodland Scenics. It's quite expensive stuff this, but apparently you just paint it on like a paste. Just gives the effects of some sort of wave, so we'll see how we get on. I've never used this stuff before, so as I say, I'll just see how I get on with it. Hopefully it'll work out quite well. I've checked out other videos on YouTube and it all seems quite straightforward, so we'll give this a whirl. Right, I've just applied some at the back and I've got this flat shaped brush to see how it gets on. And as I say, I've never used this stuff before, so this is all new to me as well. So apparently this is what you do with it. Just spread it out like waves. Dry is clear, and then where you want the waves to be a little bit more noticeable, you just paint it over in white PVA glue, just dry brush over it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a small section like this. Sounds a bit mad, but leave it 24 hours. As I say, I've never used this stuff before. It's always, probably pains everybody to do this. Just do that. Leave it, and let's see how it looks. Right, what I've done here, I've replicated the water coming through the gates as this is a disused kind of water. Most just used as a museum now. It wouldn't have been operational as a profit-making thing in the 60s. It would have been more of a museum. So I've just put some extra water, white water effects by Woodland Scenics, just to replicate flowing water, and I've sort of got it at the back as well, just to that look like so. I'm going to leave this, I say 24 hours, and I'll go back over with some white acrylic paint just to replicate the water moving a bit quicker, because that's what you're supposed to do, just dry brush it over. So this is where I'm at the moment. Let's put some realistic water effects. Just put a second coat on this bit here. That's how the first coat looked. Just want a little bit more print on it. It's quite, ain't too bad. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. Looks like it's moving. So I'll increase that all the way down, so it's quite light. And it's quite heavy white in colour, the water there. And then so it's just seeping through. Well, sort of like coming through the bottom of the gates on the right hand side, and then the left hand side where the wheel is. It's sort of like comes down, protrudes down as if the water wheel has been working. So not too bad. Okay, just put some around here, just around the edges are. It's just coming off around the sides. I say I'll do this all over, so it just gives the impression that the water's moving. It's hard to do this where you've got a camera in one hand and you've got to try and put the paste on. So I'll do a bit more and show you how I feel. So I've just put some underneath the one arch and a bit under the second arch. Obviously the more you put on, the more thicker the white water looks. But as I say, it does dry fair. I mean, it's already started to go clear there, and so you just top over it with a bit of white acrylic paint where you want the water effect to be a lot stronger. Right, I'm just going to continue here with the water running with the waves coming down. You just knock it round. I say it does dry fairly quite clear. It just gives this impression that the water's moving. So although it might look a little bit over the top, if you like, you'd be surprised. It actually starts to dry. Let's say you just top over the wave effect with white acrylic paint. Okay. Right, so all I've done is just stipple the paint. Don't brush the paintbrush. Just do this like stabbing, stippling effect. That's all I've done down here, just to replicate some kind of water mirror. I'm just doing the edges for the moment, just to see how it works out for the next day, and I'll see how it looks, see if it needs any more on, then I'll probably do all in here if it looks okay. And then we'll wait for that to dry 24 hours, then we'll get the white acrylic paint out, and we'll just gently just dry brush just over the tips of the realistic water effects, just to enhance it a bit more. And I'll show you that when I come to do it. So 24 hours wait now, but not for you lot, it'll just be a few seconds. Right, okay, this is just waited 24 hours, that wasn't too bad, it looks like a real flowing river. Emphasise more on this part here and down here where the wheel is. Just put some waves in there that look a lot lighter than those, and then what I'll do then, I'll get some white acrylic paint and just touch in, dry brush over to make the river's really coming quite fast at these sections of it. So yeah, not too bad, I'm quite impressed. Yeah, I'm just dabbing around. That's all you got to do. You don't brush this stuff. You just stipple it down, dab it down with a paintbrush. Obviously, the heavier the paste you put on, the more flowing the river looks. So I'm just doing this quite light. I want to. I just want to make it look like it's just moving. But I wanted that up there. Moving quite quick, so I think the river's coming quite quick. That's why they had the mill here in the first place. So yeah, I'll just keep dabbing. That's it. Where the river, I think where the river meets the bridge, I think it would be, a bit more heavy around here. So just make it a bit more like the waves are hitting the. I suppose you call it the supports of the bridge, where the mounds are. So just grab me stuff, squeeze it on, like so. Just get the paintbrush, and I say all I do is just dab it. Dab it round, and then take it under the bridge, like so. I say it'll dry out, and it looks quite good. Look, even looking like, I mean, it's difficult to see with the camera, but with a naked eye it looks so good. So I've come under the bridge like so, as I say, it dries out quite good, this stuff. It does look a bit extreme when you first put it on, but don't worry about that. As I say, if you want the river to look like it's more fast flowing after you put this stuff on, just use white acrylic paint. It just makes it look faster flowing. If you just put it on by itself, it just gives like a moving water effect, as opposed to something that's really moving quite quick. Let's get some off there, put that there. As I say, you just dab it. It does look extreme, I know, but it does dry out quite long. I'm just going over this little bit here. Yeah, let's go back over it. Stab it down. There should be enough here now, what I've done, to give me the effect I want. And then, as I say, with the effect by the water wheel and the gates, I'll just go over with white emulsion to make it look like that part of the river is really moving through them gates quite quick. Okay, that's it for now. So I'll leave it to dry now for about 24 hours, and I'll come back to it. So that's the next day. I have to admit, when I first saw this product, Realistic Water Effects, I was a bit dubious, but I'll tell you something, since I've used it and I've put it on here, it has an emphasized, made the river look so good. Looks like it's really moving. I mean, with a naked eye, I don't think this camera picks up that good, to be honest, but it absolutely looks awesome. Can't believe it. As I say, I'm just going to touch over later on with some white acrylic paint. Just dry brush it all over, and a little bit heavier where those prominent seams are there with the white water. And I think it'll look absolutely stunning. That's my own opinion anyway. Yeah, I really rate this product.